High School Sports on this Sunday, late afternoon. My man Big E's in the house with me. What's going on, Big E?
Oh, not much. Just enjoying the weather lately.
Yes,
Gone out and played golf a couple times since then. And, yeah.
You know, E, you talk about golf, man. Last week, man, I was kind of glued to the TV
Watching the Masters?
Watching the Masters.
Yeah, that was
kind of
good.
want to see how Tiger do and just kind of check it out, man. Watching the Masters on a high def TV, man. It's like you've been right there at it. And I tell you, I don't know a lot of the guys, but it had me tuned in because going, that tournament was crazy because of the weather.
Yeah.
One day it's sunny and it's cloudy and it's rainy. Trees are falling down. They had to, postpone it. The guy that ended up winning it was 5 strokes behind.
Yeah, he was. I think he was like 2 or 3 heading into the 2 or 3 strokes behind going into Sunday. So.
Yeah, and so it made it really interesting. Made you want to sit and watch it. This time of the year, is in college sports. You got college. Girls and boys softball and baseball going on.
Yeah.
And in high school, you got track and baseball about to wind up, get ready for state. There's a lot of spring balls right around the corner. That's when we get busy, is when we start putting the helmets back on the table, Big E. But I tell you, man, Big E, just the word on the street, man, there's a lot of kids moving around.
Really?
Yes. I mean, kids.
Happens every year.
It's kind of like high school got its own transfer portal now.
Yeah.
There's kids moving left and right. Going from one school to the next school. A lot of these, what do they say? The richer keeps getting richer.
And the rich gets richer.
And the poor gets poor because these kids are, they're taking their talents to another high school and joining up with other kids and say, hey man, let's go to this high school, make it a super high school, man, and it's gonna make this year really interesting because I know your Choctaw Yellow Jackets got some kids that's moved in and. They'll have a great quarterback battle with, the Mark Williams and that freshman kid that came in from Guthrie. I got a chance to run into that young man at the state basketball tournament. Big kid, for a freshman, he's a big kid. Kind of puts you a little mind of Dante Culpepper a little bit.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And so, I know Coach Jones has some guys, moved in over at Dell City. He has probably one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Oklahoma move in over there, to Bishop. From Bishop McGinnis to Dell City River.
Okay.
And that kid's a player, man. And I just think it's crazy how these kids are moving around, man. And I think, I think we should call him.
Call Coach Jones?
I think we should call Coach Jones.
Let's do it.
Let's do that. Let's give Coach Jones a call. Hold on. Let's call him.
Man, Dad, all this crazy weather has gotten our roof and gutters all messed up.
Good thing we know some guys over at Rain Down Roofing and Gutters. They can inspect and repair your roof and gutters and get in contact with your insurance company in 72 hours or less.
Call Jay Hunt at Rain Down Roofing and Gutters at 405-473-0674. No job is too big or too small for Rain Down Roofing and Gutters.
Hello?
It's Coach Jones.
Yes, sir. What's going on, bro?
It's nothing, man. It's Tony Johnson with Keep It 100 with my man Big E. What's going on this Sunday?
Oh, man, just got off the phone with Aaron Carter, tearing him up one because looking at his grades and his absences, and he wants to get recruited. He's going to have to step it up for these last 3 weeks.
Well, Coach Jones, we want to let you know, man, you are on Keep It 100. We called you. I know you're kind of busy on a Sunday afternoon, but I was sitting there telling Big E what's going on in his high school right now. These kids are moving around, and I know, fortunately, you got a couple kids that came over to your nice program, and I think I just told E about the quarterback that you got over there that's going to join the Dell City Eagles. Is it River? I don't know his last name. River what?
River Warren.
River Warren.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Coach Jones, I got to tell you, man, I've seen it on Twitter, and it's out there. He's been throwing with some of your guys, and he brings a different quarterback that you've had in the last 5. I know you've been there for some few years now, but it's one of the different ones that you bring to your program. And not only did you get him, but you got the top running back in the state that come over from Southeast. Outstanding running back. I think he's already committed to Oklahoma State. And then you got a good receiver, I think, that we had on our show, Mr. Fields.
Yes, sir. LaDainian Fields.
Yes, sir.
Rodney Fields and LaDainian are cousins. So,
okay.
Yeah, man, we got some guys moving in. One of my mentors is Coach Rose, and he always told me your program recruits for itself.
Yes, sir.
I think Coach Dunn and me and Coach Dunn coming down here and setting the culture, and me being able to take over and the last 2 years, I think we present a product not only on the field but in the school building that we can produce Power 5 guys. If I'm not mistaken, I think we were the only school to have 2 Power 5 guys in the last signing class. So I think people are starting to see that all the rumors and all the things people say about Dale City aren't true. And I'm thankful that River chose our school. You know, I'm thankful that he felt like this was a place that not only could he succeed on the football field, but in the classroom. And I think this is going to continue to happen. I think with Brandon Garrison and what Coach Hatchett and the basketball program did this past year, with him being a McDonald's All-American and then winning state after losing one of their best players, we're starting to show people that Dale City is the real deal. But I want to continue to stress that it's not only a real deal on the athletic playing field, but it's the real deal in the classroom. You know, we're in the same school district as Carl Albert. We have the same curriculum. We have all the same things that they have. So we want people to know that all those rumors that this is a big, bad school and all these guys are thugs and gangsters, that's not true. These guys are guys who care about academics. These are guys who have put in the work and they're going on to college. So I'm thankful that guys are choosing our school to further their education, because these guys are big time players. You know, like you said, Rodney Fields is the number 1 running back in the state. He's committed to Oklahoma State. And you got LaDainian Fields. He's the number 1 receiver in the 2024 class, and he's a big time player. He can also play cornerback. So I'm just excited to see these guys mixed in with the Braden Adamas, the Aaron Carters, the Daryl Thomases, the players that we already have. And Rivers doing a great job being a leader. He's very vocal. He has a lot of experience. He's blended in great with the guys. The guys they're following him, and he's just a real natural leader. So I'm excited about what we have, and I'm excited that we're able to show people a side of Dale City that people haven't been able to see.
Man, Coach Jones, I mean, it's like Christmas in, they say Christmas in July, but you got Christmas in April or May, you get this guy right before spring ball. He's already enrolled in the classroom, already doing the classroom work. He's taking care of business, like you said, in the classroom and out there on the field. And he's been a leader, like you said, in the weight room, out there on the practice field. He's getting kids together to throw after school. I think getting this young man to come to your program, man, and I know a lot of people wanted him. I'm real good friends with his cousin, Chris Crawford. I know Dale City wanted. I know Bigsby wanted. And I know these people can be like, no. Come on, guys, keeping this call. Keep it 100.
100. Yes, sir.
Call.
Well, Coach, anytime you have the number 1 quarterback in the state, everybody knows that you need that piece to win. If you look at the 5A and 6A state champions from last year, what did they have? A good senior
quarterback,
leader quarterback. So everybody wants that guy. And with him being the number 1 quarterback and him showing for 2 years that he could go out there and do what he needs to do, everybody wanted him. But our program recruited for itself. He came and wanted to meet with me and talk to me, and that was a blessing. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see what he can do in the program, and excited to see if he can lead us to a state championship.
Coach Jones, you talk about, like you said, your recruiting speaks for itself, and that's what happens every day over at Carl Albert, Bigsby, Jinx, and all these big-time programs. Choctaw Yellow Jackets put themselves on the market. I mean, they get kids day in, day out to come in and in there, and Jake Corbin has done a good job. I know people's going to say, well, they recruit. I know you got to go through a lot to do this. I know it's a tough task for Andy Collier and all the athletic directors for the Mid-Dale schools, because when you got kids moving in, you got to make sure they move in. You got to make sure they have the residence, not 2 residents, or just they got to have all the things done. So this is a tough progress. It's not like you got kids moving in and they're still staying over there, or he's still staying over there by Bishop McGinnis. But no, he moved into Dale City just like the other 2 young men from Southeast. The problem I have, Coach, and I'm going to keep it 100, and I get fired up, man, and I know a lot of people are moving in, and I'm going to talk about this out the year, because you know what? At the end of the day, it's cool. If you're going to move in, that's 100. I'm cool with you. Move in, get your apartment, get your house. I don't care. Build you a barn. I don't give a shit. But move in. The problem I have is when you don't move in, you're still living over there in another town, and you're not taking care of the city that you live in. That's when I get upset. And I'm going to call coaches out there. I see them doing that shit this year, because I'm tired of it. Because everybody wants to try to win a gold ball. Go win a gold ball. Coach the kids up you got. What you got. Me and you have talked about this for 3 or 4 years. I said,
yes, sir.
Not taking nothing from none of the other QBs that's played there. Not taking nothing from none of the other ones. But what I'm talking about, hey, I've always told you, you're one QB away from winning the state championship. Carl Albert don't have Reed DeQuazy. I don't know if they win a state championship. He kind of put him on the
Yes,
back.
sir.
He gets hurt. He puts him on the back, and he does a thing. Midwest City's going to find out what's it like not having a DJ for 4 years now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Tata's got to change his program around, not having a Still Wassel for the last 3 years
Yes, sir.
has taken him, onto the goal ball a couple times. They're going to have a quarterback battle. But I'm asking you, coaches and parents, do the right thing. I hope you agree the same thing with me, Big E.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You gotta, there's no problem with transferring and moving in as long as you're doing it the wrong way. You gotta make sure you're doing the right stuff.
My Lakers are putting on the show.
The deal is, Tony, about that, if you don't do it the right way, you could jeopardize kids who have been working, kids who have grew up in that community. You could jeopardize their season because you wanted to do it the wrong way, and I would never do that. So anytime a kids move over, I do my due diligence, check their address, and make sure they're in the community, not only because I want them to be part of the community. If you're going to play for me, you need to be part of my community. You can't be scared to live in my community,
That's
but if you don't do it the right way.
Coach, you said it late, but say it straight. Say it one more time. Can't be scared
Don't
to what?
be scared to live in my community if you could play for us. Because if you do it the wrong way, you might not get caught. But if you do get caught, you could jeopardize a lot of kids, and you only get one senior year.
Yes, it.
You only get one experience at going to play your senior year. We all want to win a state championship, but the most important part is give these kids a chance to have a senior, give them a chance to have a great experience. And how hurtful would that be for players who have to lose their senior year because somebody didn't do it right? Do the right thing. That's all I'm saying. Do the right thing.
Be able to look yourself in the mirror. When when you go to church and the preacher's preaching and he's talking about the stuff that you like, man, how he know I did that? Because hey, man,
you start looking at your phone and like, was he at my house?
That's it. You start looking around like, how does he know I did that? How does he know I did that? I'm telling you, man. So I'm telling you, better look yourself in the face, man. Because one thing I get excited. Football is our passion to keep it 100, man. That's when we get busy. We got more hits and all that. But we got to get started. Spring ball about to kick off. But I'm saying there's so many kids that's moved around, man. Kids are.
The portal, I think it's the college portal has really got to the kids' head because I've never seen nothing like this before. As many kids are moving around, and I think it's starting to trickle down to the high school level that kids are seeing those college kids. Oh, I'm not happy, so I'm gonna go here. And now they're starting to see that they could do the same thing, and these parents are seeing it. And I think this is something that we need to get used to because I think this is going to be something that continues to happen. It's going to happen at a higher rate, not only in college, but it's going to start happening in high school at a higher rate too. We're going to see one kid that was a star here last year, and then he's going to be a star at the other school. So this is something we got to get used to. And I'm not a big fan of the portal. I think it's taken away a lot from high school recruiting. I didn't think it would, but it's starting to get ridiculous on how it's affected high school recruiting. And I hope that these kids moving around doesn't affect what we have in Oklahoma in high school football, because we got one of the better states in high school football. I really hope this doesn't start to have an effect on what we have and with the purity that we don't have in high school football in Oklahoma. I really hope this doesn't change, but I can't act like I'm not taking kids. If they want to move in and they want to be part of Del City, I'm going to take them, but I want them to do it the right way. But I hope kids understand you can be a great player anywhere, and you can go to college anywhere. You can play anywhere. So you don't have to always move schools to be great. Be great where you're at, So I'm thankful for our guys that came, I really am, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do.
No, I think like I said, I think that puts you right there in the if you're looking at the top 5 and 5A, I think you look at Carl Albert, you look at Elgin, you look at Del City. I think Bishop McGinnis is taking a hit, losing a quarterback, a guy that's been a 2-year starter for him. Now they got to go, and Bishop McGinnis has always got kids to come in there. Last year they had the kid from Westmore move in over to there to play linebacker. The words on the street, they got a big time tight end, defensive end. He might be moving around to a different school. So, these parents, man, they do their shopping, man. I can't complain and bitch and moan about it because, at one point in time, my sons were at Carl Albert in middle school, and I moved them over to Choctaw. Like I've told you before, Coach, I like to say, and I will say it, and I'm going to keep it 100. Anybody can challenge me at it, but I think that me, Eric Sanford, Shane Williams, Heath Levingoods, and a lot of those guys, I started at 707 team. Excuse me. Started at 707 team. Started taking those kids to Dallas, College Station, and playing against the best, and and got them prepared. What's it going to be like? Choctaw didn't have a lot of African American kids. It has some mixed kids, but not a lot of African American kids. Now, if you look at the coach, Jake Corbin has changed that around. He got African American coaches on the staff. I think Carl Albert's done a lot. Hiring Mike Dunn. He's out there on Twitter. He's getting kids recruited left and right. People's going to come in. Adding River and there's 2 Southeast kids to your program that's highly getting recruited. It's going to help the program at Del City. Once I think
Absolutely.
I will say this, man. Middle City used to be a powerhouse with all the quarterbacks that came through there: Gundy, Jeremy Woods, AJ Hinch, Kamasi Ford, and some of those guys that came through there. Andy Collier. Brad Collier. I mean, just name some of these guys that came through there. It's always been a big quarterback town. They didn't have to worry about who's going to call the senior caller the next year because one of those guys are going to step up. So now I see that, hey, Del C has finally got a kid that can sling the ball, and they probably ain't had a kid that can sling the ball since Quentin. Not taking nothing from, the other last 2 QBs. I thought your QB last year was really good, but he was undersized. I think if you have Rivers last year at quarterback and you put little man out there at the corner or a slot receiver, it just makes you more dangerous. But so I just think that, getting kids to come in is going to help your program and show people, hey, Del City's not a bad place to play at. And you know that, and you've done a good job with the coach, you and Lenny both. I mean, yeah, is it the most popular school in education? Probably not, but you get good teachers in there. A kid doesn't make the education. It's the teachers that you have in there teaching them and want to teach them, because that teaching job is a full-time job. I don't care. That's why they get summers off. They got to recover, man. Just like a player,
Absolutely.
man. They got to recover.
And
but
Tony, it's like this. I didn't mean to cut you off, but when you look at Carl Albert, and they're being so successful that we forgot that Carl Albert had to start somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Everybody has to start somewhere. When Coach Rose first got there, they won a 17-time state champion. So the more you start winning in football, it transfers to other sports. Then the academic gets raised up. So I think you got to start somewhere, and I think we're starting at a good place at Del City. And River came to us as a blessing because he couldn't graduate in December at Bishop McGuinness, and he wanted to graduate in December to give him a better chance to go in at the school that he's going in collegiately, to give him a chance to be the quarterback for that program, and that's the reason he came. So he came because he couldn't graduate in December, but it was a blessing for us. Unfortunately, it wasn't great for Bishop McGuinness. But I look at Carl Albert, and I'm like, God, I can't remember how it was. You can, because you was at Millwood City, but Carl Albert wasn't always the big dog on the blocks. Millwood City wasn't. When I was growing up, everybody wanted to play for Millwood City. So you have to start somewhere.
It was Millwood City, Del City, man. I mean, you would stack.
Absolutely.
You would pack that first game, to be the first game. We didn't have 0 week, but that game I have 10 to 15 to 20,000 people in the stands. I mean, it was a game that you had, Kel Gundy, going against Lamel Four. I mean, you had some big time names, man. I mean, Del City was known for his running backs. The guys that came out, Benny Butler, Josh Scobie. I mean, it was tailback you. Carl Albert had some good players too, and Eli Brewer back then, the Strickland brothers. But I tell you though, what Gary Rose did, he took what he had at Del City, he took his talent from Del City and took it over to Carl Albert and put them on the map and started doing things. And one of the things I want to say, my kids over at Carl Albert, so I can't hate on Carl Albert because I like a Coach Don. He's been good to me and my family. But I want to say, I always ask myself, why does Carl Albert not move up, though? They got so many houses getting built, but they say he's at 5A, man. They don't move up to that 6A small because I just want to know that. Can somebody explain that to me? And I'm not hating because they can go compete in 6A small. Absolutely. I would love to see Carl Albert and Choctaw play for that gold ball. Let's talk about that standard. Yeah. Who has the standard?
That's confusing to me because they always say Del City's landlocked, but we keep going up. So I'm like, that's something that I've been confused about too. And houses are being built over here in certain areas. I don't understand that part either. And I think Carl Albert compete in 6A just as good as they could in 5A. That's a great question. That's a great question, Tony. That is a great question.
I just want to see because year in and year out, man. These kids are moving in. Over at the Jacket Land and you got to give to Jake because he's getting them to come in. Now they're building that indoor facility. They're doing big things. Aaron McConnell has a lot to do with it, man, with his little league program, man. And
they've done a great job in Choctaw. So I don't think people realize when I was in high school, Choctaw was on, and I hate
It was
to say
homecoming.
this, they were.
It's my
Coach,
homecoming.
they were homecoming.
I got to play on offense. I was a defensive back, and Coach Smith let me play receiver. Kamasi was a quarterback. Jeremy had already put up 30, 40 points on him. I got to play with the second team, even though I should have been first team receiver. But my hands were hand of steels. I could bat a ball down and pick it off, but I couldn't catch, man. I couldn't catch. But I just tell you, that's what Choctaw was. But I got to give it to Ethan and Jonah and not Jonah, but Jerry. I'm talking about my brothers. They must be talking about me. Ethan and Gabe and Deshaun and Thad and those guys start putting it in.
That's when it started, Coach. That's when it started. That time we played y'all at Dale City, that's the team to me that really put Choctaw on the map to let people know, hey, when you show up at Choctaw, you better lace your shoes up now.
You had some good movements. You had a Chase Jackson. You had a
Jeff Roberson.
Jeff Roberson's playing up at Oklahoma State. Chase playing at TCU. I mean, you had some big time. The offensive line with Levin Good and McConnell, and then D-Bout and big what's his name, Alton.
Alton.
I mean, so a lot of those guys got a lot of game time. Then they come back next year. You put Steele there, and Steele, I kind of watched the highlight. His dad and moms might put up just the other day. He's still doing the same thing in college, man. And that kid's gonna be a freak. If he ever gets a chance to get in the game and can do some of those things, he's gonna be a freak. So it just tells you what they're doing over there in that land. But
let me ask you this, Tony. Let me ask you and Ethan this: is this the new format as far as you getting moved into the high school football in Oklahoma? Is this the new format on the west side of Oklahoma? Is this a new format that we have to do to win? Because, this been going on the east side since I was in high school. You think of all the kids at Jinx and Union that, popped out. I know. Is this what has to be in order to compete? Do you have to get guys that want to come through the transfer portal per se, legally? Because I don't want people to take that out of context. But is this a new style of football that we will see on the west side? Because I believe it's been going on the east side for years. Is this a new west side style of football?
Yeah, I think so, because I think Ethan, I'll let you go first. My fault. Get you something.
I really think it is. I mean, and you hit the nail on the head earlier when you were talking about college and everything and how it's going to be more prevalent at the high school level, because those kids do see it at the college level. It's every year for the past 5-6 years now. The transfer portals has been a big part of recruiting, and then now those kids see that. And they kind of get that feeling like, yeah, I can move around. I can make a better name for myself at another school. And
coaches do it right. Don't coaches do it?
Yeah, coaches do it. They get a better job offer, maybe better paycheck. And then they go over there and go do their thing at a different school. And then as far as the kids go, they see a better opportunity. Maybe they see a kid graduate out and they see a position open over there, move over there, fight for that position. But yeah, I think as far as winning and everything goes, I think the kids that move in, you can have as much talent as you want to move in, but if that culture is not set, it doesn't matter. So if you got that culture set, I think it's culture is what wins you games. Talent helps. And, talent and hard work and what you do during the offseason, all that stuff, it helps. But you got to have that culture and that foundation laid. So that's my thought on it.
Great said.
I think, what you're doing on the other side of the state in Tulsa area, they got so many kids, so you got so many kids to choose from. I think on this side of the state, I think if you had UConn and Mustang together, they're a powerhouse. I think if you put Dell City and Middle City together, or Colorado, all three together, there's no one going to touch them. So I think what you got to do over here is I'm pretty sure your QB. If I'm his dad, I'm excited that the athletes he's going to get to throw to. Those guys can take a 10-yard slant or a 10-yard out and take it 80 yards. He's going to have big-time numbers. I've talked to you offline. I think this kid can throw for over 4,000 to 5,000 yards. I think he's gonna beat up 5A if everything's go well. And then another thing about this young man is that people don't even realize this kid can run. He's not this kid can get up and go. This kid can throw. He can throw and he can run. I watched him at the Bishop McGinnis game. I watched him over when he played against Guthrie. When I went to that game, man, and some of the stuff he did, he brought the team back. Guthrie had him beat. He takes right down and had a lot of poise. Didn't panic, and then watched him against Carl Albert. Had the lead on him, beating Carl Albert 14-3. Then the wheels fell off when they brought in the Bionic Band. Reed DeQuazy came in and got the call out rolling. You know, now you just can't worry about X. You got to worry about Reed, and Reed dropped some good dimes in that game. So I just tell you, man, it's gonna be really interesting, man. I mean, you know, it's funny he leaves another 5A school to go to another 5A school, which, you know, Carl Albert and Dell City won't play each other. But I think Carl Albert will play Bishop McGuinness. And do you guys play Bishop? Are they on your schedule too this year? Or no,
No, we don't play Bishop. No, we
so I
don't
mean,
play
they won't get to
Bishop.
play you. But I just think, you know, we're talking about movements, but you got to talk about Elgin. Elgin didn't get good overnight.
Well, I'll tell you this, T. We were at a track meet at Carl Albert, and you know, Choctaw was there, and they won first in the 4x1. We won second, and Elgin won third. So I didn't know they had guys can run like that. I don't know a whole bunch about Elgin.
But you know, those guys.
For them to go up there and run with us in the 4x1, they got some dudes now.
Coach, they're coming from Lawton. I mean, they're leaving Lawton High, and leaving Lawton Ike and Lawton MacArthur. So I go over here and I can come down to Elgin. They're putting themselves on the mat. I mean, you was at that you know, that award assembly, and they had a kid
Yes,
up.
yes,
You
sir.
know, so
Coach of the year, Coach. You got Coach of the year.
That's what I'm saying. So it's telling you right there. You know, these people are parents pay attention, man. Believe me, parents pay attention. I still got one left, and I mean, I look around and like, hey, you know, I mean, I know she's at CA right now, middle school, but you know, you don't think that at the end when she's at Carl Albert High School that I want to put girls around her to win a state championship for Coach Richie or whoever.
Keeping it 100.
I'm keeping it 100. I'm gonna tell you, man. My son got.
Yes,
I mean, you know, everybody talk about the gold standard, but I tell you right now, Benny Coleman's a gold standard because he's the only one that's carrying a gold ring in a championship over there. I'm just keeping it real, you know. And like I said, ain't no hate on Jake. I'm just saying, you're talking about gold. That's why I went over there because I wanted my boy to get that chance to wear that big fat championship ring and be part
nobody
of it.
remembers second, T.
Nah, nobody remembers second, man. I mean, you know,
but
but
nobody
hey,
remember who the Bulls beat. Everybody remember the Bulls repeat.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
it.
saying?
That's it. That's
Yes, sir.
it. But Coach, let's talk about some of the other sports. We'll let you get off. I know we surprised you by calling you, man. I'm glad you picked up the phone, man. Me and
Yes,
Big E, we back on the show. We've been off a couple weeks, man, and we got to get things going. We are missing Jonah today. I know he got a lot going on. I mean, it's Sunday. He probably playing in that beautiful yard of his. But hey, we still gonna keep the show rolling with Jonah, without Jonah. We keep rolling, man. One of his favorite words: "We don't wait on no man." But tell me a little bit about track, because I know you guys are trying to get another state championship in track, and you guys are battling a little bit of injuries, but you got them boys running hard and doing the right things.
Yeah. Right now, you know, on the boys' side of things, we're ranked number 1 in 5A in the 4x1. We're ranked number 1 with the 4x2 relay as well, and then we're ranked number 2 behind Colweed in the 4x4. Then Kanaja is ranked number 1 in the 200. So we got, and then Omar Brown, the DB number 7 that you used to love, he's ranked number 1 in long jump. So we got a couple guys that's ranked number 1. We got a couple relays. So anytime you get to the state track meet, the first person that gets to 90 usually kind of wins it. So when you got 3 relays that has a chance to win it, that's 20 points. So now you're at 60. Then Kanaja has a chance to win it. Now that's 10 points. You're 70. And Omar, ranked number 1 in long jump, he can get you to 80. So anytime you have those type of athletes at Del City, and the model that I'm using, because I came from Texas, so we have 80 kids on the track at track practice. If you're going to play football for Del City High School, you're going to run track. So when you do that and you have the type of athletes we have, it makes my job easy. We're going to be able to compete just because we have the numbers and we have the athletes. Our girls program is the same way. Our girls programs are doing great. They have a lot of young ladies that's put in the work, so they're going to have an opportunity. Our baseball team is on the come up. You know, I was talking to River Warren's dad, and he's real good friends with Vernon Maxwell, and he said talent's not the issue, Del City. He said we have a lot of good talented baseball players. We just have to get our kids to understand that football and basketball is not the only areas that you could be successful at Del City. So our basketball program, baseball program's coming up, soccer program's coming up. All our programs are coming up. And I think that's a byproduct of what Coach Hatchett has established at the basketball program, and all the other programs see that, and they want that enthusiasm that comes with him winning. And our girls program, you all know, we got some young girls basketball program. We got some young ladies that are working hard in the weight room. They kind of ended the season hot. They got a lot of up and coming talent. Yes, I really think they're going to be in the mix for the next couple of years. So it all boils around that championship that Coach Hatchett has won and that he won a couple of years ago. We're all trying to get that feeling and get that amazing community support that he's getting, because when you win championships, it brings community support. It brings so many different things. So we're all trying to grab a hold of what Coach Hatchett is doing and what he's doing with the basketball program. And I think Del City is going to continue to grow athletically on all sports, not just football, track, and basketball. I think you're going to see a lot of different success and a lot of different programs. You know, I'm a Carl Albert alumni, you know, so I see how football and basketball help all those programs. And I'm hoping that it can help our programs as well, just to see that culture that's built. Because once you start winning in one sport, a kid plays that kid that plays that sport, he goes to play another sport, so he brings all those character traits to that team and that program. So we're all sharing athletes, because you should. I think kids should they shouldn't play one sport. They should play as many sports as they can, Coach, because when you get our age, you're going to be working forever. So let everybody play everything. And coaches got to learn how to share and got to learn how to take care of kids' bodies as they share too, because you can still wear a kid down. But I think we're going to continue to grow in all our athletics because of what Coach Hatchett has said and what our football program is trying to get to the level he's doing. So I'm excited about it.
Well, Coach, man, Jones, you should be excited, man. Like I said, Christmas came early, getting 3 outstanding players that's going to help you.
Hey, you spoken in existence, though, T, because you've been living right, because you've been saying that for 2 years, and it kind of happened. You know, it happened in the right way.
I tell you, man, it's you know, it's good to see programs get better. It's, you know, everybody likes to see the good guys win, but it's always good to see somebody else win, man, to carry that gold ball and be excited, man. And I know Rivers want to win a state championship. I know you want to win one, and I know all the other guys they're going into their senior year, and I know Kanigel's not going to be there, and you lose Foreman, but you know you lose some great guys. But it seems like every year somebody steps up for you.
You know what, T? I was thinking about Carlisle. When those guys win, they bring JD back, Cool, JT. He's a famous baseball player. He'll come back. So even though you don't always win it, when you win one, you're still part of that, because we wouldn't have got there without the Canigels and the JT. So
yes, sir.
I think if we ever win one, you know, I'm going to bring all those guys back, and it's going to be a celebration because they all played a part in that. You know, you was part of some championships at Midway City, and even though Vernon Maxwell might not have been on your team, or one of those great players, Gundy, hadn't been on the team, if it wasn't for what they did, that program wouldn't have got that championship. So when you win a championship, it's not just because you didn't play in that game. You're still going to feel that feeling of pride. And I played just like Ethan. They might not want it in Choctaw, but just them playing in that game, he felt some pride. And if Choctaw gets one, I bet money Ethan's going to feel like he played in that game and got that feeling. So I'm hoping that we get that and everybody's going to be part of it.
He helped play that brick, man. It's like last night I got
yes, sir.
I got to hang out with Drew Chrisman, and we talked baseball, and got to watch his son play AJ Chrisman. He played for me when he was younger. Him and Zoe played co-ed together, and got to watch him pitch last night, and I tell you, it was a good little outing, man. It's funny, those guys text me this morning and say, hey, you need to come back. We played good with you there. You know, Coach Jones, a lot of people don't know, man, that was my first sport I coached was baseball. Was never a really good baseball player, but it's one of those games I had to study the X's and O's and put in plays. And you know, Zoe came to me last night. She said, "Dad, you miss coaching?" Yeah, I do, but you know, right now
you got it. I seen it out there in that 7-on-7. You got it. He got that. He got it.
I'm still doing a little, you know, mid-Dell Jump Nation. You know, we went over Scrimmage Dell City.
Hey, shout out to you for that, T. Shout out to Tony for doing that. For all y'all don't know, Tony has came together and he's doing 7-on-7 for mid-Dell. And I don't think people understand the work and the effort that goes into that, and it's for free. He's not getting paid. So not only is he doing a show to give all the Middle kids recognition that they deserve, he's doing a 7-on-7 team that's going to help all these kids go down to Texas and see the athletes that they hear about in the recruiting trails and get to be part of that. And it's just a great experience, and it's going to help all programs, not just one. It's helping all the Middle programs. So big shout out to you, Tony, for doing that, because that's a lot of effort and time, man. I really appreciate you for that.
No, I really appreciate it, man. It's so funny, man. You know, my son Deshaun, you know, he walked on the UCO, and then COVID hit. He ended up not playing and getting in the real world. But I tell you right now, man, I'm not seeing a kid excited about coaching and doing the things he's doing. I mean, he's pumped up about it. You know, it feels like it brought a little bit of life back to him. So it's good when you can coach with your brother and you can coach with your son. And like I said, I don't have a kid on the team, and we're out there having a good time, man. You know, we got some Mid-Dell, some Midway City kids, some Carl Albert kids, and we got a couple of Yellow Jacket kids on the team, man. And
yeah, see, that's big time, man. That is so cool.
And I tell them all the time, man, it's one team, one dream, because we're all family, man. No matter where you go, I know we're going to try to go to a couple tournaments out of town, and we'll take a couple of Dell City kids with us, because at the end of the day, it's Mid-Dell Jump Nation. It's not Carl Albert Jump Nation. It's not Midway City Jump Nation. It's not Choctaw. It's everybody, because at the end of the day, man, if you can touch one kid, it's going to help you touch. And I know I got those kids for an hour and a half, and I know they're not in trouble because they're under my wing.
That's so amazing.
And I get on them. I mean, I get in their ass. I'm gonna keep it 100. I mean, if you gonna be with me, we ain't gonna be no playing around. This ain't.
I saw that last week.
Yeah,
yes, sir. And they respect you. They gave you eye contact and everything. So yeah, you're doing a great job.
It ain't no jilly jacking around. It's an hour with TJ, and we're gonna get busy. We're gonna get better. We're gonna work on your footwork. We're gonna work on your back pedal. We're gonna work on your open your hips. I'm not one of these trainers that's out there making money off you and send you down the road and say third in that and you get $50 from your mama. My shit is free. It's called Free Johnson.
I love it.
I'm giving back. But coach,
and that's amazing.
Man, thank you,
hey,
sir.
Coach, one more thing before we get off. I was talking to one of my friends from Texas, and I don't think this school and this program get enough credit because they're constantly winning in different sports, and I don't hear a lot about them. Jones won a girls. Didn't they win it in girls state championship in basketball?
Hey, coach,
3 in a row.
Coach
I'm
Jenny.
just telling you, man, that program doesn't get a lot of recognition as it should because it's a little smaller. But that is a great program because they win in football, they win in girls basketball. Coach, they're good in track. I'm always hearing great things about them. They got good character kids over there. So I wanted to give a shout out to Jones for doing it right and taking care of business, man.
That's it, man. Jenny's over there, man, and I said they had a new football coach, and I think they made it all the way to the semifinals, and they're gonna keep getting bigger and better. I mean, kids it's like Jones, kids moving there, So everybody's doing it, folks. Don't point the finger at one person, but like I said, as long as you're doing it right, we all right. But I just don't want to see nobody doing it wrong. I don't want to see kid living in Muskogee and playing for playing for a team, playing for a team in Middale. I mean, I want to see you do it right, man. Move. If you move, you ain't gonna have no complaints. I'm gonna cheer that kid on, man. I'm happy for every kid that's getting recruited, man. I can't wait for spring ball. We're gonna get out and see some teams, man. I think we're gonna have some good battles, man. I can't wait to see that battle over at QB, man. Like I said, over at Tata, man, you got the freshman kid. I don't know his name. And you got Mark Williams' boy, Cash. It's gonna be interesting, man. Who's gonna take that helm?
Hey, Coach, and we still got one here. I told
River still, you got a battle. You got a battle. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, your backup quarterback gotta be ready at all time, man. You never know when your number one gonna go down.
Look
so
at Carl Albert situation.
That's it. You gotta be ready. Hey, I tell you right now, I know Cash over there at Carl Albert. He played 7 games, won 5, lost 2. So I mean, he got some experience. I tell you, there's gonna be some kids gonna battle him. I know they got some up and coming freshmen, up and coming 8th graders gonna be freshmen that you can hear about. I think Elijah Williams is gonna be a kid that you might see. I think you can see that Jackson Webb's good sized kid. Kids related to Oku and the Webster. So I tell you, I think that's big time right there. And a kid that I really really like a lot, man. And I think you put some meat on him is gonna be Bo Davis, brother Davis. His big brother plays for Oklahoma State.
Yes,
sir. As a pitcher. I mean, his brother's about 6'7", 6'8". Bo is probably looking about 6'2", 6'3" right now, just an 8th grader. I'm telling you, the kid got good hands. Jones, you saw him, man. The kid can,
huge, man.
He can spread the field. And then Anderson Collier, I think Collier keeps, you know the name. His daddy's Andy, the last state championship on this side of state.
Great charisma, man. He leads the huddle. He got great charisma. He's gonna be a stud.
A kid that I really like a lot is over at Midwest City, Coach Hall. Man, I'm telling you, this kid, Dustin Anderson is his last name. I'm telling you, man. I think he's gonna. By the time he leaves Midwest City, he's gonna be a wreck in that corner, man. I'm telling you, Coach.
And you
Jones,
know what, T? In Dallas, where it's DeSoto, Duncanville, Grand Prairie, all those great schools in that one area, they call it the Mecca. They might need to talk about Midwest City, Carl Albert, Dale City, Choctaw, Jones. We might need to start saying this is the Mecca because there's a lot of good athletes.
No, there's a lot of good
all
athletes,
sports.
Man. I'm telling you, man. Even you got that one young man that stands out big time. I know the little quarterback you got over there, man. He's putting in work. Can sling the ball around. But I think he was number 1 for you. He's gonna be a big kid. I mean, he's playing receiver right now, but there's no telling where that kid's gonna be. His uncle's tall, so that kid could be 6'4", 6'5". So Dale City got some kids coming up. So hey, it's not like they're gonna fall off the map. When some of these other guys leave, they're gonna just keep reloading, man. And that's a lot because of Coach Jones. Coach Jones is done, and I think what Coach John's doing over at Carl Albert. Coach Hall's gonna have to catch up. My Bombers, they're gonna put some magic in because these other guys are getting down front and getting kids, man. I mean, I just tell you right now. I've been at Carl Albert's, training room the last few days. My baby girl's been hurt, and she's been getting treatment. And I seen, just seeing some of the kids that come in there, man, they're just woo. I mean, got some good size.
Good size kids,
good
man.
size kids.
Good size kids.
And same thing at Dell City, man. I mean, some of them freshman kids are going to step up and play as sophomores. If you get those kids to play at a young age and get them game experience, by the time week 10, week 11 come around, man, they're not freshmen no more. They're grown men. So
and injuries happen, Tony. It's
Yes,
part
sir.
of the game. Injuries
you
happen.
got to get them ready, man. You got to get them ready. Put
Yes,
them in the
sir.
game when y'all blowing people out, man. Let them get that experience.
Absolutely.
No, a lot of times
Absolutely.
coaches don't like to do that, but shit, go get that experience. But Coach Jones, man, Ethan, anything else before we let him go, man? I know we took up a little bit his Sunday afternoon, but it's always.
I love it though.
Oh man, I mean, we wanted to hear what was going on.
Did
over
the
there,
Lakers
man.
win?
The Lakers won, boy. You know I'm fired up.
So did Anthony Davis come back?
He came back. Came back and showed out.
Golly.
LeBron showed out, man.
Good.
Hey, Memphis, they talking all that noise, talking we're gonna send you home in the first round, LeBron. Son, boy, you ain't been in the playoffs, boy. You ain't been
You
there.
can't say that. You can't say that to
the
LeBron,
kid.
man.
And I'm gonna tell you
Come
right
on,
now,
man.
my LeBron, man, I love my man, but sometimes he's soft. But the bench player stepped up though, man, and Davis stepped up. I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is soft as medicated cotton, but I mean he came back.
Coach,
so-
they got that one dude Russell, and there a lot of people forgot about him, D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah,
Coach,
he
I
can
think
go.
he had like 30. He
Yeah,
can go, but
he can go.
Anthony Davis is pretty soft, man. I gotta admit to
Yeah,
that. He's
yeah.
soft. Man.
But the Thunder, hopefully they'll get around, man. They got so many number one picks coming, man. They
Woo.
should be a franchise. I mean, they're gonna be salty here the next.
Can
few
we
years,
go compete next? Can the Thunder go do it next year? Because they got Chet Holmgren coming back, and they go be a 4 seed and get us back to packing that place out and
I hope
getting
so.
this city going again.
That's what I hope so. I remember, when I was in middle school, like Thunder was it. You had KD, Russell, Harden, all them, and that was the glory days. And then now they're finally getting back to it. Shea, I mean, he's going to be a first team All NBA guy this year, and then they got a good rookie in Jalen Williams too. He's a finalist for
Man.
Rookie of the Year, and then you get Chet
Dude,
Holmgren
Lou
back
Dort.
next
I
year.
like Lou Dort.
Lou Dort, I
Everybody
mean-
said trade Lou Dort. I said, why would you trade that?
Nah,
That's the new day Dennis Rodman.
You know who he reminds me, man? He reminded me of back in the day with the Pistons. Dennis Johnson.
Dennis Rodman.
No, not
Dennis
Dennis.
Rodman.
No,
I know you talked about Joe Dumars.
Dumars, and they had another guy. God dang it, his name it slipped my mind, but he was kind of.
McDaniels?
They call him the microwave man, but he was thick and.
Yeah, I remember him.
But I mean, he reminded me of an old Piston guard, man. But I mean, I tell you, the Thunder. I'm not a big Thunder fan. I don't follow him a lot, but they're Oklahoma City.
Who are you a fan of?
Oh
T?
man, I'm a LeBron. Wherever LeBron go, that's the jersey I'm wearing.
Well,
I
man,
mean,
they got it. What I seen tonight.
I'm keeping it
what I seen
100,
them
you
against
know?
what I seen against them against the Grizzlies. I wouldn't be surprised if they go make a run. If Davis can just play.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I
man,
I think everybody talk about the regular season, but man, if you can get in the playoffs and play those 7 games, man, you got to play a team, beat a team 3 times. I think the Lakers gonna be okay. I mean, it's not back to back, so they get a chance to rest. So I think that's good for LeBron and Anthony.
if
those
he
guys.
goes
But,
wins that, we got to have the Jordan conversation. If he goes win it, if he go come out of the West
I
this
mean,
year,
I'm a big LeBron fan, but I told Ethan he heard me cussing when he walked in the house, man. I think LeBron don't have what Kobe and Jordan had because Kobe and Jordan, they wanted the ball and they took over. Even the commentator said that. He said, man, LeBron got to come back in the game and take over. Sometimes LeBron.
why do you think he hesitate on that, T?
Man,
Why do
because
you
he
think
don't. Because I'll
hesitate?
tell you the biggest thing with LeBron, he don't want to be let down. He don't want to let nobody down. He don't want anybody to say, So if he's not taking the last shot, they can't say LeBron lost the game. He don't like that.
Great, that's awesome.
He don't want to hear that. He don't want to have that negative. I mean, think about it, man. I mean, everybody know LeBron. He's a good looking black African man built like a brick house, and you never hear LeBron cheat on his wife. Come on, dog. Come on. I mean, but
No gambling or
know,
nothing?
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every one of them guys are doing some bad stuff, So LeBron tries to keep a clean life. His kids. He shows his boys, both his boys, his little daughter. Got a beautiful family. So LeBron tries to keep that great image, that 90210 Beverly Hill. That's why he moved after. That's just keeping it 100 on this show. Nobody don't know about that 90210, but I do. But Coach,
Yes,
man,
sir.
I appreciate you coming on, man, and joining
I
us,
appreciate
man.
y'all,
And
man.
like I said, good luck this season. Kick spring ball off, man, and we'll keep in touch, and we're gonna keep doing what we do with Dell City High School football. Okay.
Okay, thanks, T. Thanks, T. Y'all have a good one, man.
You
Appreciate it.
too,
too.
sir. You too. Bye bye.
All right.
Well, folks, that's Coach Jones, man, the outstanding Dell City football coach, man. I'm telling you right now, I know he's on cloud 9. With everything he got going on.
Watch out for them Eagles next year. They got one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best running backs, and now one of the best receivers in LaDainian Fields, which we had him on last year. And we played some of his highlights on the show and everything. And he's capable of some really good things. He's getting some good looks from colleges around the nation. So I mean, watch out for Del City next year.
Del City gonna be tough, man. I mean, Rivers is out there that right now visiting some schools. I think he was at West Virginia, Syracuse. I mean, it just kind of tells you right now, when's the last time they had a big time quarterback like that? That's getting the
Terry
recognition.
Wilson,
I mean,
maybe?
Terry, that's it. That's it. You talking now,
Yeah.
Big E?
So-
I mean, not taking that from Quinlan. He wasn't big enough, but I'll just tell you right now, man. I mean, Del City has put themselves. Now they got to go get that offensive line, and Coach Jones, he just did lose one of his good coaches, and Coach Madonna, he took the Shawnee job. Congratulations to him and his family. Hope he can build that Wolfpack trap out there at Shawnee. It's gonna be a tough gig. But anybody can do is Coach Madonna, man. He's been at Del City. He's been at Carl Albert. He's been under Coach Rose. So he's coached some schools. He's been a head coach before. He gets a second chance to be another head coach. And, the first time you're always kind of green, but now he kind of knows. And he's ran that offense for Del City, put up a ton of points. So he knows, like I said, he's got to go get some kids. I mean, you got the new school out there, South Rock Creek out there. So, he's got to go do some things, Big E. Like I said, I'm excited about spring ball, man. I think you're gonna see some good things, man. I think what Choctaw's doing with some of the kids that they've got come in, and some of the kids they already had, Will Smith, Oklahoma State commit. I think they're gonna be good. Like I said, they can find them a running back and get that offensive line, because I know they lost a little bit on that offensive line, but I think the defensive line, man, I think they're gonna have one of the best defense in 6A. 6A2, I know everybody talks about Muskogee, but Choctaw dominated Muskogee when they played them last year. I know Muskogee got the best quarterback probably in high school football with
Jamarion
Flicklin, and his receiver is getting a lot of notice and getting a lot of looks and a lot of offers. So, but you probably have some kids that moved into Muskogee. We don't get to see a lot about them because you're on the other side of the state. But I just tell you right now, they're going to be a reckon with. And coach that was over at PC West, he leaves PC West and he takes the it was the old Douglas coach. Can't even think of his name. Alexander. Willis Alexander. He was at Douglas for many years. He took the PC West job. Now he's over at PC Original, man. It's like, it's kind of like what Coach said. He's like, hey, these kids are leaving. These coaches are leaving too. So they're going to bigger, better things. So are we checking their houses and making sure they're moving? I mean, so it's easy for a coach to get up and move, but a kid, I mean, I think that it should be a rule if a coach leave and then you got a new coach coming in that you don't know nothing about, that, hey, you should be able to open transfer and go like they do in college, man. So, I think high school has come to the point that they're doing a transfer portal. It's nothing we can say. You got high school kids trying to get, what are the deals, NIL deals. You got college kids getting it. I mean, some of them college kids are making more than some of the first-year pro guys. So, it's crazy. I mean, why would I leave college if I can make $800,000 a year? Or I mean, I know it's just the way it is. I mean, I'm looking for me an NIL deal. I mean, shit. I won't get one for one of my kids. It'll help me. But
Right.
I just tell you right now, man. High school football has changed so much in the last 5 years. A lot had to do with COVID. Kids not get recruited, but now. You got these kids are teaming up, and I'm telling you, man, kids talk. They do. I mean, I'm on that 7-on-7 team. Kids talk, man. I mean, why can I not go play with this great kid? I mean, I don't blame these kids, man. If I can link in with this kid and go play with him and we build a powerhouse from 8th grade on up, it's legit, and this 7-on-7 stuff is really fun, man. And I don't know why every school's not doing it. If I'm a high school coach, I'm getting somebody to coach my 8th graders, get these guys ready, to get them ready for high school. And teach them the game and knowing. I mean, it's funny because you got when I first started, we've been doing this about a month now, and we first got some of these kids, they couldn't backpedal, but we're putting the work in. But I'm doing it because I love it. I'm not doing it because I want to get paid. I don't need to be a trainer. I mean, I'm an old fat man, but I like doing it. I love being around kids, and it gives me a chance to be around kids. And it's always good when you don't have a kid on the team, because I get in my car and I go home. I ain't got to listen to no parent.
Right.
I get in the car and go, hey, let's got the sunroof and go, But hey, it's all fun and games though. But like I said, man, congratulations to Coach Jones. I mean, I know he's excited. Like I said, I know he gets to do everything right because I know Andy runs a tight ship over there at Middale. You know, he's gonna make sure everything is properly done. Because I mean, he knows he gets kids moving in all three schools. And I tell Andy all the time, I would not want your job because it's a tough job as athletic director, making sure everybody's doing everything right. Because sometimes things do slip between the cracks, and you might know it. But I know he's on top of. He's a businessman, and he's gonna make sure everything's right at all three schools because you know, he gets a lot of heat because his kid goes to Carl Albert, but that's the school he chose his kids to go to. You can't be mad at the man. I mean, Lenny Hatch's kid goes to Carl Albert. You can't be mad at him. I mean, that's what Lenny graduated from. Maybe that's what he wants his daughter to graduate from and his son. You can't be mad. I mean, you got to take the good with the good and the bad with the bad. So just relax and let's go. Anything you got, Big E? I know we talked about scholarship. I think this year, I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe we just give it to a young man or lady that's been on the show, and just give it to them. I know Eric is agreed to it. Tom George with QB1 Impact, he's agreed to give us money. I know Jeremy is agreed to give money, and Jay Hunt. So we have the money. We just got. I mean, I know it's been kind of busy. We haven't been on the show the last few weeks.
Couple weeks had
and
Easter,
it's been busy.
Family matters and everything.
Yeah, so. I mean, my daughter's playing AU ball. She's down for 5 more weeks. I think we just kind of overdid her, man. She's kind of like a car. You know, if you don't put no oil in that car, what does it do?
It's gonna break down.
It's gonna break down, and then she had a little bit of knee problem. We took her in last week to get her checked out. The doctor said, I was ready for the bearer bad news. She'll probably miss just one big tournament we got coming up this weekend in Dallas. But, I think her getting that rest, she'll come back bigger, stronger. I was excited. Absolutely. He said her growth plates were wide open. She's going to grow. He said she could be between 5'8", 5'9". I know my boys are going to be pissed off if she hits 5'9", because they probably hit 5'9". They probably went to a bigger school. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. But if my baby girl can get 5'8", 5'9", and play that guard and keep her speed, well, we looking. But you know what? I can see my baby girl at UCO. I like her to stay at UCO. I like UCO. What they're doing at UCO is big time. If she went to OU or OSU, I'll be excited. I would probably never wear orange, but I will have a black T-shirt on. But that's just how it go. But like I said, we can talk about that scholarship. We've had some good kids on. I know we've had some senior kids on, and depends on how much money we got. We can give each kid $500 and let them go do with it. But we will keep a 100 scholarship out. I keep my word. I'm not gonna not do it. And I think with those sponsor guys, and they like helping young men and women out. We keep doing those things though. Like I said, our shows will start getting a little bit better. Started getting kids on for spring ball. We talked about track a little bit. He talked about. Where Dell City's at. I got to give Choctaw love, man. I mean, their track team, they can go.
Track team's pretty good.
Their track team's pretty good. Union's really salty. UConn, Mustang, I mean, they're right there. I'm going to try to make to that state track meet. It's always here at UConn, so I'm going to try to get out there and, get to see some kids and maybe get a couple videos. But it's, like I said, I've been around a lot of middle school track meets, and you see some good kids that can run there. Mustang got a salty team. I tell you, a team you got to watch out for in high school football. It's Newcastle. Newcastle's on the rise. They got some kids that can go. They're just getting better and better. We've had their coach on and got a chance to talk to them, and they got some good athletes. So it's going to be a team to reckon with in 4A. They have Tuttle and Bethel, but I think Newcastle will be the team that you keep your eye on and you keep your finger on. I think Dell City, what they've got, and like I said, if they can get the offensive line play and D line play, they're gonna be right there in 5A. But once you're a champ, you're always a champion, and then Colorado ain't gonna get that gold ball up just that easy. You're gonna have to come get it. And then I know with Coach Don, being his what is his third year?
Yeah, going into his third year.
He's over there grinning because he's getting some of his kids are getting top recruits, man. And I'm telling you right now, when you start getting kids getting OU and OSU offers, and then every Big 12 team is after him, that just tells you what you're doing over there. And kids want to be part of that, man. He got a lot of kids. Really
think about it. You're getting offers from OU. They're an SEC school next year.
That's it. It.
They're getting SEC offers. So
SEC offers, man. That's big time in Oklahoma. And I tell you, man, I think the kid is getting all of it. Tristan.
Tristan Haynes, I believe, and then you got Xavier Robinson. He holds a offer. His recruitment's just gonna blow up
And
as the season goes on.
Washington.
Oh yeah, Trinae.
I mean, the big
so-
corner. I don't know what he'll play in college, but the kid's about 6'3", 6'4", maybe even bigger than that, 6'5". I mean, that can go is getting a lot of looks, and and people always. I mean, people are not dumb, man. They're gonna want to move into CA, man. CA's has beautiful homes out here. It's a nice community. Miss Goggins, I got to say, she's one of the best principals around. I'm not just saying it because my kid went there, but Olivia went there. Her daughter and Olivia cheer together, but she was a tight ship over there. Miss Anderson at the middle school, I know she's about to retire, but she does a good job. So Middale, man, I mean, I know we talk about them a lot over here, and we'll start getting into the Tulsa teams as we get closer to football, but, it's right here in my backyard, so I know them. Not a homer to none of them. I love every one of them. I mean, like I said, I got love for the Yellow Jackets, man. I really think I do. I'm going to keep it right here on this show. I really think the Yellow Jackets will play for another gold ball, and I think they'll get the gold ball this year. I just do. I just think people's going to sleep on them, man, and I just think what they got coming in, if they can get any quarterback play out of one of those quarterbacks, man, and find a running back, man. I just tell you, man, that team is it's. I'm just telling you, man. I just with some of the kids, and I don't want to start saying the kids they got. I'm just hearing it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. Put that music in, even when I play that though. Heard it through the grapevine. Who's that? California Raisins, or what is that?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, that's probably too old for you.
Before my time.
Before his time, but. I just tell you right now, with spring ball right around the corner, we'll let you talk a little bit about OU spring game coming up, and we'll wrap this show up.
Yeah, so I'll be at the OU spring game this upcoming Saturday. So yeah, pretty excited about that. I've been going to the spring game every year for the past several years. I just think it's a fun time. You see all the alumni come back. Last year you had a bunch of alumni come back with Baker Mayfield's Heisman Trophy. Or the statue presentation, so you saw a lot of those guys back, and then this year they'll be doing it again with Kyler Murray.
Yes, sir.
So it's a good deal down there. And then I mean, the anticipation and the excitement around the team just keeps growing and growing. After they signed this recruiting class that they just signed this in this past cycle, it's going to be really cool. Getting to see guys that I've been following since. The start of their senior year of high school, guys like Jackson Arnold, Peyton Bowen, he'll be a summer enrollee. He's not there for spring ball right now. But
what about the quarterback situation?
The quarterbacks. So I mean, Jackson Arnold, he's looking really good from everything that I've seen. I'm not no insider or anything.
But,
I'm getting all this information secondhand. But he looks. Everybody, like from what I've heard, he's the most talented quarterback in that room. But what he lacks is experience, obviously. So you're going to see Dylan Gabriel still running things at the quarterback position, leading the team, leading the offense. So, but you may see a situation like you did a couple years ago with Spencer Rattler and Caleb Williams. There, if there's ever a time where Dylan Gabriel's not meeting the mark, and the offense needs a different spark, then you'll see you might see Jackson Arnold hop up in there and run the show. So, but I'm excited for this team and everything. They went into the transfer portal and added a bunch of guys on defense with a lot of experience, which if you watched any of the games last year, that's what we lacked, was experience on the defensive end. And then also, those guys were trying to learn a completely new defense to what they were used to. So, so a lot of good things going around in Norman.
What about old Trace Ford? I mean, the kid leads Oklahoma State.
Ford, yeah.
Was a 4-year starter there.
As of right now, what I see, he's going to be a guy that rotates. He's going to be a rotational guy. I think he's on the exterior. He'll be an edge, but that they still have that freshman that they're really high on. Man, I can't think of his name right now. But
you gotta pull him up, Big E.
Yeah.
I will say, I read something just yesterday about Gabriel. They're talking about he's gonna, could overthrow for 5,000 yards this year. I don't know who their receivers is. I know they lose Mims, goes off to the NFL. But I mean, who you think is gonna be some of their top receivers they're gonna have coming back? With them. I know they still got Stoops there. But
Yeah,
I'm
Stoops.
excited about to see what they're going to do. Like you said, they're building this team for SEC. Yes, Big 12, but SEC is where they're going to be. You know, them and Texas will be moving on to the SEC coming. I think Oklahoma State. I think they're doing some big things down there. I know Coach Jones went down a couple weeks and watched practice. I think Donnie Stevens got a chance to get in rotation. Jeff Roberson got a good chance to get in rotation to see two guys from this area get a chance to play. So it just kind of tells you what both programs are at. I think they both compete, for the Big 12. OU will be there last year, so I know they wouldn't want to go out better than winning the Big 12 championship and then going into the SEC. But like I said, Gundy's got to get some play from that quarterback. They got to find out, who's going to be their running back. The guy they did half start last year, he ended up taking his talents to Baylor, which kid out of Bishop McGinnis, Nick. So it's going to be really interesting, see if Chase Jackson can get on the field for TCU. Looks like he's kind of healthy. I follow him on Snap, so it looks like he's doing big things, man. I'm excited for him. And to see some of these other guys, man. I like to see, McConnell. I know he's battling down there at Minnesota for the center guard position. I kind of read about their program just the other day, and that's what I do, folks. I go read, man. I mean, I just don't. I know he's battling, man. They got to replace their whole offensive line. So a young freshman, redshirt freshman, he'll have a chance to get on the field next year. Big Alton over the school he's over at. He's doing big things. I think he's starting for his team. Played a lot last year as a freshman. So it just tells you to see some of these guys around the program, man, around these high school. It's getting a chance, do big things. Like see Donnie Wingate. I know Gabe Gaines just played in his spring game. So congratulations to all those guys, man, that's out there doing big things for all these programs here. And staying in school, because if you get past your freshman year, you're going to make it. That freshman year is the toughest year, man. My kid is almost there, man. I had lunch with him the other day. We were talking about, graduating. He'll be a sophomore next year on the wrestling mat. He should be a senior. Going to try to work on his master's before he gets out. He's thinking about the real world, so that's good. I know Big E's right there. A few years, these guys be in the real world, man, and it's a whole different ball game. Like Coach Jones said, you're gonna work the rest of your life. So enjoy high school, college while you can, and live your best life. But be smart while you're living your best life, though, because fast as you have it, fast as you get it, fast as it can be taken away.
Yep. And then back to what you were saying about receiver at OU. You got Jalil Farouk coming back. That transfer that they got from Michigan, I've heard he's been doing some opening some eyes over at during spring practice. So I think those are two guys at the receiving end. And then you still have Stoops. He's going to be working out of the slot still. And, that guy, anytime you need a big play, you just kind of look towards him, because he's not like the most he doesn't pop out at you athletically or size-wise, but anytime you need a big play, he steps up. So, I think OU will be just fine at the wide receiver position. That's probably the biggest question mark on the season. As receiver, because you do lose Mims, and then you lose another guy that was pretty prominent in the passing game last year, and that was the tight end Braden Willis.
Yes, sir.
But you bring back a guy that was at the school just a year or two ago, Austin Stogner, and that was a guy that was starting over Braden Willis at the time. So so you bring in you upgrade at tight end, and then you got a bunch of these younger guys coming in at wide receiver. That are going to be hungry and ready to make a name for themselves. So I think OU offensively, they'll be just fine. But defense, I think you'll see a much improved defense. And, I hope, I don't think you'll see another 6-6 season this year. I think they win about anywhere between 8 to 10 games this upcoming year. Because you look at the schedule, it's really not as competitive as it was last year, I'd say. You're not. I don't think we're playing Texas Tech. We're not playing Kansas, which don't sleep on Kansas this year.
No.
They're going to be pretty solid. They got that quarterback coming back that was doing all them things
Deuce
last
coming
year.
back.
Yeah, and then you got I don't think we play TCU either. They just came off a national championship visit. Unfortunately they lost. And I want to give a shout out to my guy Chase Jackson. He did some things at the spring game. I think they had their spring game Thursday night, something like that. Caught him a touchdown, had a few nice passes or a few nice catches and everything. So shout out to Chase. He's doing big things, and I think you'll see more of him in their offense next year as well. But that's all really I got. So
well, like I said, man, folks, we appreciate you, watching, listening, keep it 100. I know we've been off the show. I know Zoe keep asking when you gonna do another show. We drop it we'll be dropping right here the next, not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to get out to Tom George and shoot at his place and see some of these top QBs in the state. I think that'd be cool to me and E and hopefully Jonah can go out there and he wants to give away a scholarship to a young man for his camp. So we'll keep doing the big things here. Like I said, it's going to our third year, man. I'm loving it. I know it's still exciting. Like I said, football is when we really get pumped up. We get to have a bunch of good kids on. When wrestling and track and all that season goes on, it's kind of tough. But I still think, we're doing enough. We'll still drop some clips here and there. I might catch a kid here and drop a clip. But like I said, we're going into 7-on-7. I think that's going to be fun. And I'll tell you, the Sooner 7 has gotten really popular here in the state of Oklahoma, man. Kids are doing it.
Sooner 7, and then what they're doing with C4, they're right there on the border of Oklahoma and Texas. So you're getting these Oklahoma kids mixed in with these Texas kids. And, they're going to be a pretty good team to look out for in the 7-on-7 circuit. So
folks, we thank you.
Yeah.
You can follow us on what?
Twitter, I don't know. Do you have? I don't think we have a Facebook for the.
We're on Facebook. We got a little.
You got
bit
Twitter,
of,
Instagram.
We got a little. I don't know how to really use it at TikTok. We do got a little something on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not really up on that TikTok. We do have our Instagram page up. It's me and E. Keep it 100. So you can follow us on all that. But I do thank you if you do watch the show and if you do know somebody that's in need of a scholarship, please let us know. DM us, text us, email us, whatever. Just let us know. Follow us on our website page. On our web page. Like I said, just let us know, man, because we want to give it to somebody that deserves it. Like I said, we're not going to keep the money. We need to get the money out. So
Right.
if we can't find nobody, no one can mention anything, we'll go back to look at some of our shows and look at a kid that deserves it, and we'll call that young person up and meet them at their school and hand them the check. But like I said, I thank you, for following us, listening to us, and like I said, we're not going nowhere. We're still right here in the back door, man. We get to talk high school sports. You can see we have one of the top coaches on. This coach was up for the coach of the year. We're going to keep doing our thing over here at Keep It 100, man. Like I said, we're getting close to football. We'll start having these coaches calls and tell us what they got, and we'll start calling them and asking what they got coming because, it's a new year, new time, and I tell you, man, you got a lot of kids moved around, so it's going to be fun to have River and the top running back over there from Oklahoma that signed with Oklahoma State is at Dell City, to have some of these guys on, and then have that young man that's over at Carl Albert getting every offer he can, man. So congratulations to every young man and woman that's getting offers and is about to go off to college. So we thank you, and we'll catch you in about 2 weeks at Keep It 100. What?
Oklahoma High School Sports. See ya.